Industrial oil mill project with all equipment and machinery fabricated locally. This was disclosed by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ezemoye, at the 69th Council meeting of the university. Kingsley Uchegbu has details.
Presenting a communique, chairman on the occasion, Professor Ladapo Afolabi said Ibadan University Okada is on the upward swing. He said the university's management, led by Professor Lawrence Ezemoye, has continued to blaze the trail by ensuring that the university competes favorably with the best institutions around the world.
You can see our outreach, the internationalization of the university, and the domestication of many of our techniques and technology to such an extent that today some of the equipment that have been ordinarily imported and just used as a consumption economy nation, we are now saying that we could be players, and we are fabricating this equipment, and we hope that whatever product that will come out of this equipment will be of international standard.
The Deputy Chancellor, Ibadan University Okada, Chief Lucky Nosakari Ibadan, commended the university management for their achievements so far and assured them of the Board of Regents' continuous support. Chief Lucky Ibadan pointed out that the University Council, which prides itself of having some of the best brains, will continue to support IUO management in their quest to provide the best in academics and industry exploits. Presenting a report to the Council, the Vice Chancellor, Ibadan University Okada, Professor Lawrence Ezemoye, listed some of the key projects and achievements of the university to include promotion of 85 employees for excellent performance.
What is most impressive is the ability to look inward and to localize and encourage local production. And that is the Nigerianness that I want to drive, to see how we can encourage our engineers, researchers. It is only when we patronize them can they think deeper and also make more positive contribution.
Essential component of this meeting is the promotion exercise that happened today. AMP report was taken to council, where a total of 85 staff were promoted, and we intend to install a semi-industrial one-ton mill in the system with incorporation of local micro mill project, which is going to run the full palm oil value chain.
A new university orator, Professor George Izebua, was also introduced to the council. The chairman of council of the university, Professor Sheikh Abdullah, who could not attend, participated through Zoom. Kingsley Uchegbu reporting.
With few days to the 20th edition of the National Sports Festival hosted by Edo State government, some members of the public in Benin City have expressed concern at the level of preparations, especially on the non-functional street lights in the city. Best Imperial, who drove around Benin City to assess the level of preparation for the National Sports Festival, has details.
A drive around Benin City indicates that there are no visible signs to portray that Edo State is hosting the 20th edition of the National Sports Festival, particularly in the area of outdoor advertisements. The situation at night is one that could also suggest that guest athletes and officials during the National Sports Festival will not enjoy nightlife, as virtually all the major streets are in total darkness.
Obawale Square is one of the very busy spots in Benin City, the Edo State capital. For a first-time visitor, one would assume that this place will be busy any time of the day, particularly at nights like this. But as you can see, the situation is different. The place is very quiet, not because Edo State government has imposed a curfew, but because the street lights are not working.
The situation of total blackout was the same at Airport Road, Sopomba, Saple, and Ugbowa-Lagos roads, but partial street light was noticed at Akpakpava and the main Samuel Gbemudia Stadium, which has floodlights. Some residents expressed concern at the state of Benin City at night without street lights. They bemoaned the absence of street lights in Benin City, expected to host 8,000 athletes and sports officials from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. They called on the state government to fix non-functional street lights in Benin City.
If actually they wanted to host it, the atmosphere should be bright, so that security and all those things will be in place. There's no street light, so the government should do more.
Maybe probably because I leave house in the morning and come back in the night. I don't see any activity, but the day I went to a friend's place, I saw cricketers and things like that, and I'll begin to think, oh, there's going to be a national sports festival, but for me, no sign.
Edo State government is trying, but honestly, look at this King Square of Edo State today, the Benin City today. So everywhere is blacked out. So considering the fact that this sport festival is coming up in a few days from now, I actually felt by now everywhere would have been lit up.
Reacting in a current affairs program on ITV, the Chief Press Secretary told the Deputy Governor of Edo State, who is the Chairman, Local Organizing Committee of the National Sports Festival, Comrade Musa, said the issue will be addressed.
The issue of light, the state government will take care because it dovetails to the issue of security. Where there is light, the issue of security is taken care of, I've taken care of. So I'm assuring you, I'm assuring Edo people that that issue of light, compared to what we already have on ground, is just minimal. The state government will take care of that.
The Games Village for the National Sports Festival is expected to open on 2nd April 2021. Best Mbiere reporting.
The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs, Colonel Ahmed Ali, retired, has again accused border communities of aiding and abetting smuggling activities. The CJ said this when he appeared before the House Committee on Customs to defend the NCS 2021 budget estimates. National Assembly correspondent Charity Tanko has details.
The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service is in the National Assembly for the 2021 budget defense. Instead, the meeting turned out to be a question and answer session between members of the House Committee on Customs and the CG Nigeria Customs Service, Colonel Hamid Ali. Lawmakers were concerned that despite efforts to curb insecurity in the country, firearms still find their way into the country through the nation's borders. Representatives Mukhtar Danduse and other committee members accused the Customs Service of being responsible for the influx of firearms into the country.
The total collapse of security is being the responsibility of those that are manning the borders of this country, which is the customs services. And for me, as a matter of fact, because all these infiltrations of arms and ammunition are coming through the border, if the failure is from the hierarchy of the government, then we from the CG, then we can put a vote of no confidence on this.
If you come down to Abeokuta, they will say, okay, this is underpayment. So what is the problem? Who is underpaying who? It's the same officers that release this car. And the same officers are saying that this is underpayment. And the same officer will collect kickbacks and allow this car to go. This is a very wrong move. People, car dealers wanted to import their car through the port. But this is actually what they happening. All these officers in uniform, they know what is happening. They have been there once. They just become officers here. They were there at the port. They know what is going on. So I think.
However, Chairman of the committee, Representative Leke Abejide, said the issue of insecurity should be left for security agencies to handle.
The security issue is beyond any one of us here. Let us hear from the CGC their own part that they are going to take.
In his response, the CG Customs Colonel Hamid Ali said it is not easy for the customs to monitor and scan the influx of contraband, as the culprits use donkeys, motorcycles, amongst others, for their smuggling activities.
The issue of influx of arms in this country does not come through the approved route alone. Some are carried on the back of donkeys through the unapproved route. Some are carried on the back of motorcycles through the approved route. And some of these communities that live in the borders are part of the scheme of moving these things into the country.
The committee thereafter increased and approved the sum of 1.6 trillion naira for the 2021 budget estimate of the Customs Service. Charity Tanko, ITV News, Abuja.
The Nigeria Primary Healthcare Development Agency says Nigeria expects to receive up to 70 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine this year through the African Union. The executive director of the agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, in an interview in Abuja, said that Nigeria expects to initially receive 30 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson shot in July through the African Union. He said although the deal is yet to be finalized, the country was having talks with the AU over the development. Africa's COVID-19 vaccination program was boosted on Monday with the announcement by pharmaceutical company Johnson & Johnson that it will supply up to 400 million doses of a single-shot COVID-19 vaccine to the African Union. You're watching the World News on Independent Television. Up ahead, Madagascar to join COVID Vaccine Global Initiative. Note that you can watch ITV on Roku TV in UK, America, Africa, and other parts of Europe. Also on Smart TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. View us on TSTV on channel 364, nationwide on StarTimes channel 130 and GoTV 107. Follow us on our Twitter handle at ITV Radio NG and on youtube.com/ITV Radio NG. And for live streaming, itvradioNigeria.com/live. And like our Facebook page on facebook.com/ITV Radio NG, Instagram at ITV NG. And download ITV app from your mobile Play Store. Do stay tuned.
Vacancy, vacancy, vacancy. A reputable restaurant situated in the heart of Benin City is looking for suitably qualified individuals for the following positions. 1. Administrator with a 3 years experience in the hospitality services, must be computer and social media literate. 2. Food and beverage manager with 3 years and above experience in the restaurant business, must be computer and basic maths literate. 3. Junior accountant with 3 years and above experience, must be computer literate. 4. Waiters and waitresses with experience. 5. Kitchen assistant, 3 years and above experience. Ability to bake and slice will be an added advantage. 6. Bartender with experience. Interested applicants should please forward your handwritten application to Royal China Restaurant, 69 Ihama Road, opposite Vichy Gate Hotel, Benin City. Interview date is slated for 8 April 2021. Signed, Management.
Thank you for staying tuned. Moving on, the International Criminal Court has upheld the acquittal of Ivory Coast ex-president Laurent Gbagbo on charges of crimes against humanity. It paves the way for his return to Ivory Coast, where he remains an influential figure. He had been charged in connection with violence following a disputed election in 2010 that left 3,000 people dead. The first former head of state to go on trial at the ICC had denied all the allegations of bloodshed, but the case was seen as a test of the institution's ability to handle high-profile figures. The 75-year-old Mr. Gbagbo gave the thumbs up at the War Crimes Court in The Hague after the ruling. His supporters gathered on the grass outside the court to jubilate. In Ivory Coast, there was dancing and singing in a pro-Gbagbo suburb of the main city of Abidjan. Liberia's President George Weah has imposed a night curfew on the coastal country of Maryland after several days of violent demonstrations involving tens of thousands of mostly female protesters. At least 19 inmates on Wednesday escaped from a prison during the demonstrations in Harper City in the southeastern county near the Ivory Coast border. The violent demonstrations, mainly involving women protesters, resulted in a major jailbreak and alleged arson. Police spokesman said the police found it difficult to contain the situation because of the number of people involved, between 20,000 and 30,000. He said the rioters also set alight the home of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who hails from the region. 7 of Hong Kong's most prominent pro-democracy campaigners have been convicted of unlawful assembly relating to huge demonstrations 2 years ago. Media tycoon Jimmy Lai and veteran politician Martin Lee were among those found guilty of organizing an unauthorized march. Rosalind Eborame has details.
All 7 activists had pleaded not guilty but now face time in prison. A small group of protesters outside the court held posters denouncing political persecution. 2 other activists had earlier already pleaded guilty and faced up to 5 years in jail. The group of 7 will be sentenced at a later date. Some of them are also facing other charges, including under the Beijing-imposed national security law, which was introduced in response to 2019 mass protests and carries severe penalties, including long prison terms. Alongside Mr. Lai and Mr. Lee, former lawmakers Margaret Ng Sind, Albert Shu and Long Kwa Yong, known as Long Hair, were convicted. The campaigners were accused of participating in an unauthorized assembly on 12 and 18